you need. My niggas run the game, we ain't never leave. Counting up this money, we ain't never sleep. You got V12, I got.
All right, Storm fans, thank you guys for once again tuning in to another episode of the Storm Alerts. We have a great episode on tap for you guys today. I do want to start off by saying thank you to Mr. Sam Shady of Shady Sports Network for all of his help with us on our social media and for stepping in last week. He stepped in. I wasn't able to be on. I had a little bit of sickness, but we are back, and we are back ready to go. Do want to give a big shout out to some local things happening here within Southwest Kansas. We did have the girls regional wrestling just occurred. Dodge City ended up winning for a fourth year in a row, which is unheard of in the sport of wrestling, and have done so in a very, very tough regional and in a tough Western Athletic Conference. The girls wrestling teams that are doing great. Basketball season is well underway. We do want to remind you that you can get your season tickets. Go ahead and call United Wireless 620-371-7390 to get any information like that. And don't worry, if you are wanting to sponsor, we still have plenty of sponsorships available, and we do have packages that will fit just about anything that you are looking at doing. We are having a few technical difficulties with our guest tonight, but we will have our guest on. We don't want you to head off just yet. We do have our we are still looking for national anthem performers and singers. If you want to do that, don't forget you can email Miss Val at dcdiamond123@gmail.com to do that and to get more information. Again, that is dcdiamond123@gmail.com, and I'm going to go ahead and put that up at the bottom for you guys right now. But if you saw the video at the beginning, we have had a pretty busy last month or so of signing players. We have signed quite a few here recently, and the Storm is looking like it is going to be a very, very good team, and a Storm that you don't want to miss coming into the spring and early summer. There are still a few schedule updates going on. As soon as we get all of those night games or all of those are away game times figured out, we will get those put onto the website. If you've not taken a look at the website recently, we have done some updating on it. It is very, very nice. It is doing exactly as we would hope it would. Like I said, we do have a guest coming up, but we have had some technical difficulties, and so as soon as we get them back on, we will get going with that. But excuse me, still have the cough from being sick last week. But regardless, like I said, looking at the schedule and looking at our website, it is we are getting quite a few more things on there. Stick with us as we go through this transition as well. Again, if you are still looking to sponsor anything, any of these email addresses down here at the bottom, media@swkstormfootball.com or info@swkstormfootball.com or even gm@swkstormfootball.com will get you in touch, and we will get working on a package to fit your needs. All right. Here we go. We got Mr. Sunday Deng here on with us. As you can see, he is from Des Moines, Iowa. He's 6'7", played his college ball at Northwestern Oklahoma State. Mr. Deng, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, man. How you guys doing? I'm happy to be here.
Hey, we're doing great. We are glad to have you be a part of this team. So kind of tell us what's your football career? How'd you get into it, and what do you love about it?
So me personally, people don't know I originally came here in 2006. I don't have an accent, but I came here from 2006 and came from South Sudan/Egypt. Okay. I was born in South Sudan, lived in Egypt till I was about 9, and then we came here in 2006. Okay. And then since I came here personally, it's funny because I didn't like football at first, but the first team I watched playing was the Steelers,
Uh-huh.
and Jerome Bettis was probably my favorite player at the time.
The bus.
And me being an offensive lineman, you know, I mean, once I figured out I could really be a running back. I'm like, you know what? What's better, blocking for the running backs and making those holes?
Yeah.
And that's personally how I really got into football. I watched the Steelers the first time ever, probably when they were in their Super Bowl 2010, I think.
Okay.
And then ever since then, I mean, I kind of got interested in the fact of trying to see what I could do in the sport because I started getting tall out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, there's not too many people out there that are 6'7".
Exactly. I was gonna say, and my tall at excuse my language, but I was very tall at an early age, so I had to figure out something to do
Yeah.
with my coordination.
Yeah, I don't know that there's very many guys over about 6'2" or 6'3" that are playing running back. So
Exactly. I was gonna say, hey, I learned early on I couldn't play running back.
yeah, no, it was great. I mean, if it wasn't for the line, those running backs.
Exactly. Hey, man. I was gonna say we don't get recognized enough, but you know we do a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So you went to school just down the road from where we are in Alva.
Yep. Northwestern Oklahoma State.
I just read an article on you today from your junior year,
Oh.
and you were mentioning. Are you sure we're in the right spot in Alva?
Yeah. My first day there. We're driving into the college campus. I'm like, are we in the right state? Are we in the right actual town?
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, it was such a small town that when you entered, you literally seen the college right away, and then you would keep going, and then you're past the college. So I'm like, is this the town or?
Yeah.
And after that, I'm like, oh shit. I mean, this is the town.
Yeah. So, I mean, how excited are you to be back in the area? I mean, I know it's a little bit of a drive from Alva here, but basically the same area, same type of people. I mean,
It really is.
What's your excitement about being back around here?
Me personally, to be honest, the one thing I loved about being in a small town and something like that, because you guys are obviously way bigger than Alpha, but it's just the fact that everybody is actually locked in and actually supportive, and you won't even know, but you'll actually run into people who watch you before you even know that they're in the stadium.
Yeah.
And they'll actually come out and say something to you. So I'm really excited and being in a really tight environment.
Yeah.
In a loving environment, because I've always heard about Dodge City. We had a few kids play with us from Dodge City, the JUCO.
Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, I'm excited. Me personally, I mean, I've always liked the smaller towns just because, I mean, that's where I kind of grew up.
Yeah.
Des Moines isn't too big.
Yeah.
It's slightly big, but it's not crazy like the other bigger cities I've been to.
Yeah, no, I've been to Des Moines. I mean, Des Moines is pretty big compared to Dodge City, but
yeah, of course.
In the grand scheme, it's still it's not real big. So what was the conversation like with Coach Thomas to get you here?
So Coach Thomas, he really hit me up out of nowhere, and then I was kind of surprised because I had just got hurt from the XFL.
Yeah.
So me personally, I mean, I didn't know what the next route was because the XFL also merged with the USFL.
Yeah.
So then for him to hit me up out of nowhere and tell me, you know, the way I really appreciated what he said about me on the online post.
Yeah.
And he gave me a lot of credit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, when he first hit me up, he really told me that this is all about making me the best player I can be, regardless of it's in football or if it's in another profession.
Yeah.
And that was the best thing I really actually liked about that, because me personally, I mean, I want to continue to play and ball, right, and be the best I can. But at the same time, I want a coach who knows that everybody, this ain't the end of the journey for everybody. So at the end of the day, you got to have some form of plan. And when he said that to me, that was probably my biggest, I'll say that's my biggest interest in his personality, is that he was looking to take care of the players rather than just trying to take care of the team automatically. Because at the end of the day, you know, you get the right players who are trying to go further in life in general, so you're going to have a good team.
Yeah.
And when he first talked to me, because Gary was pretty cool, and he kind of expressed just the fact that, I mean, he wanted me to just be me at the best my abilities, and then also he's gonna find a way for me to get better. So that kind of really took me ahead, and I'm like, he's not just trying to feed me anything so I could just join the team.
Yeah, no, I'll say Coach Thomas, and that's a great thing that he's done with a lot of guys that we're bringing in is it's not guys that we want all of you guys to be the best football player you can be, but guys that are going to actually understand that someday football's going to be over, and
exactly
who you are is going to be a lot more important than what you did on the football field.
Exactly, or how you used to play.
Yeah, exactly. So what? Tell us a little bit about your time in the XFL. What was that like?
So this is funny. So the first day I got drafted, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one knows this, but I was in the shower because I was literally in the last round of the offensive lineman getting drafted.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know I was getting picked up. I didn't even think I was gonna get picked up. And I was in the shower, and the Orlando Guardians called me. Yeah. I hopped out the shower so quick and took that call. And then ever since then, I mean, it was amazing going there. And actually, like the first couple of weeks, I was very nervous, to be honest with you, just because I've never been at this high of a level. Yeah. And I'm a Division II kid. Yeah. So, so I mean, obviously there's no big difference between D1 and D2 besides facilities, but yeah. I just kind of, had a certain chip on my shoulder. So I'm like, I got to go in here and prove that I could at least play with these guys. And then, so it was kind of difficult at first because I had a lot of anxiety just based off like my position. So I'm like wondering if they're just going to get me out of here as soon as they could see me. Yeah. Or are they going to actually let me get the chance to prove myself, And then as soon as we got into it, we had a couple of practices. I felt really good. As soon as we put on the pads, man, I showed them I could be there. Yeah. I showed them I could play there.
You learned real quick on those pad days.
Hey, I love them physical pad days, man. Yeah. And the one thing that separates me, I feel like, is a lot of people think I'm too small or something like that. I just haven't been in the right position to really fill out my frame, But other than that, the skill and tenacity is still there. I love being physical. I went to a high school that ran the ball 24/7. Went to another college that loved to run zone. Yeah. So I've never not been physical. And when I got to the XFL, I showed them that and ended up making the roster. Yeah. Then I got to play about 3 games, but then mid those 3 games, I ended up not really tearing, but partially tearing my LCL, MCL, and ACL. So then I had to kind of take a seat back, and then ever since then I've been just kind of recovering. I'm healthy now, and like I said, Coach Thomas came out of nowhere and hit me up. Yeah. At first I was talking to a couple IFL teams based off their connections with my old XFL team. Yeah. And I mean, I kind of personally, I already knew the XFL wasn't coming back just based off the fact that I've been talking about merging with the USFL. Yeah. So once that happened, I had gotten hurt and then just been recovering. And Coach Thomas, he hit me with a great offer. And not really the great offer. It's just the fact that, when he said, at the end of the day, this is not who you are. Yeah. This is not all you are.
Yeah, exactly.
But the XFL was an amazing experience. It was short-lived, but at the same time, it kind of proved to me that I could I'm skilled at football. I felt like that's what it proved to me. Because I was able to play with everybody there was NFL bounce backs, guys from the SEC, and I mean, all the competition you could think of.
Yeah. Now, sometimes
experience.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned you're a D2 guy. I mean, I was at Oklahoma Panhandle State for 2 years as a student assistant there, and we had some cats there that
hey man,
not always
have dogs everywhere.
Yeah, it's not always about where you went to school, what your name is, but those pads on who's actually going to shine through.
Well, it's going to show who's actually want to play for real.
Yeah, exactly. So since we are a football podcast, I got to ask, you watched the Super Bowl?
I personally watched it. I was at work half the time, but I was watching it. Our workplace had it up.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on how that one ended out?
I'm going to be honest. The 49ers choked it. That's how I feel. I think they should have won it. Yeah. I'm not discrediting Patrick Mahomes or none of those guys. They're amazing, man. But 49ers defense literally played their hearts out.
Yeah.
To the point to put Patrick Mahomes in that position to win the game in 7 seconds is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And any type of mispass, they would have won the game.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think the early turnovers for the 49ers probably in the long run hurt them. Even though the Chiefs had turnovers before way ahead of them, I just think, the more experienced team is going to bounce back from those turnovers, especially because the Chiefs have been there.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, watching the game, every time the 49ers got a turnover from the Chiefs, I was like, they got to score. They have to score.
They got to score.
I mean, I don't remember what it was. Like, they didn't have very many points off turnovers.
It was a short game. Yeah. I mean, it was a short scoring game.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, I thought the defense on both sides played very, 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 very good. And, to keep those two teams at a 19-19 going into overtime it's hard to – you can't be upset with either defense. Like, in today's game, it should be – I mean, at that point, you probably should have been a 31-31 game.
Exactly, especially with those two offenses.
Yeah, and, unfortunately, when you don't get points off turnovers, you can't sprinkle a little bit of magic dust and just –
You literally cannot. And especially when you got Patrick Mahomes on the other side, man.
Yeah.
He's too clutch.
Yeah, exactly.
He's literally too clutch.
Most of our fans around here are probably going to agree with that as well. In Kansas, I'm kind of the outlier. I'm not a Chiefs fan.
Oh, you're not a Chiefs fan? Who you like? I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm a Steelers fan.
I'm a Broncos fan, so like I kind of I get some tomatoes thrown at me every now and then. But I say this: we beat them late in the year. And so, I mean, the Broncos should have been the Super Bowl champions. They beat the Chiefs late in the year.
They did. I was going to say it was a great game. Russell actually showed up.
Yeah. And so, I mean, what the 2024, 2025 NFL season is going to look like is going to be interesting for a lot of teams.
It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. We're still looking for a quarter.
Oh, I think we might have lost Sunday for just a second. Oh, there we are. Yeah, I mean, I see there's going to be a lot of guys I think get released, a lot of coaching changes. Oh, looks like we might have lost Sunday for just a second, which is not an issue at all. There, we back?
Are we back?
Yep, there we go.
All right.
But no, like I was saying, I think it's really going to be NFL is going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of guys get cut. There's going to be a lot of coaches that change.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be interesting to see. But now that the NFL is over, the real football season can actually start.
Yeah.
A month and a half. We start getting you guys in around April 1st. What's your excitement for what 2024 is going to look like for you football wise?
Me personally, I'll be honest, I'm excited to just get back in action.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just in a spot where, I was at the best position I ever thought I could be in. And, God had different plans. And after that, I'm excited that he gave me another opportunity, to keep playing. I didn't even know Coach Thomas was going to hit me up. So I couldn't even believe, like, I had another chance, based off my injuries and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I'm excited to get back in pads. I'm going to be honest with you. Because me personally, I'm the type of guy I learned based off, I guess, doing. I'm more of a hands-on guy. So, I do my drills and, work out and everything, but it's nothing like the actual live reps.
Yeah. No,
I really can't wait to actually get into the Arena Football League and make a name for myself. Honestly, that's the goal.
I mean, I know we're bringing in a lot of cats that I think are going to make a name for themselves. I mean,
exactly. And one thing I want to say about Coach Gary, man, I've been seeing the guys he's been signing, and I'm the type of player I want competition in practice, because in all reality, you don't get better unless the guys that you're going against are actually pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you've seen, our fans have seen it. You've seen guys that we're signing. We're not signing a bunch of guys just to sign guys. We're signing guys that we think are going to actually make a name for themselves, make a name for us, and then, go and hopefully compete for a lot of wins this year.
Okay.
And
I was gonna say, me personally, like I said, Coach Gary. I mean, he's been kind of pretty good. I like the fact that he's been building the trenches more than anything.
yeah,
And then my personality, I mean, I want the best D lineman. I want my ass kicked at practice. I'm sorry for my. That's what's gonna make me better. We got somebody who's gonna kick my ass at practice. Eventually, I'm gonna either get better or not.
yeah. I mean, yeah. At that point, I mean, it's either you getting whipped at practice. Either you got two choices. Either one,
Exactly,
got to get better, or two,
it's not for you.
Yep, exactly. And
Not for you.
so, speaking of which, I don't know if you've seen what some of the rules are with Iron Man. Guys are going to have to be playing both ways.
No, both ways.
Yeah. What is
I'll
your?
say this. I'm kind of excited about that, and slightly. I'll say that I am excited about it because at the same time, it gives me another opportunity to show a different skill set.
Yeah.
And possibly, because right now, I'm not the biggest. One thing about me is I've always been slimmer than most O-linemen. I've always played around 290, 285, and just waiting for the right environment for me to really build out my frame. But at the same time, I appreciate it because it also gives my athleticism and everything. And I feel like that could translate to the other side of the ball, especially if, I get a few moves on me. And being an offensive lineman, I mean, I already know what the D lineman is trying to do to us. So as long as I can learn what we're trying to do, and then me being an offensive lineman and knowing what usually I would do to beat the move, I feel like that will help me out a lot.
I really think. I mean, I like the Iron Man because it, especially from a line standpoint, that it's going to make the guys that are traditionally defensive linemen better defensive linemen, the offensive linemen better because they got to think both ways.
Yup.
And
you learn what the other person has to do to beat the move.
Yeah.
Once you know that, it's over.
And I mean, for you being 6'7", I mean, in a pass heavy league, those hands get up. It's gonna be.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say the long arms, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, the foot these up.
Yeah. I mean, I think Coach Thomas said it 2 weeks ago on the podcast when I had him. He said, at some point, those balls the ball's coming out so quick.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a quick drop.
A lot of defensive linemen aren't going to get there unless they're just freakishly athletic. But then if they're freakishly athletic, they're probably not a real big offensive lineman.
They're not.
But get our hands up and knock it down. So that way, we gotta win how we can. Exactly.
I'll say that's probably the most slept on move in football is just throwing your hands up and creating a incomplete pass. I feel like they don't give too much D lineman credit for that, but that's literally a whole drive killer.
Yeah. I mean, and once in a while you're gonna catch one of those. And
hey,
68 away.
Hey, don't let me catch one. I've been trying to get on that tight end spectrum. I've been trying to go out for a route. I feel like I'm athletic enough to, get out of there and give me a quick out.
I mean, put you on the D line. We're gonna have a couple picks, I think.
Hey man, I can't wait to do everything I can to actually win.
Yeah, no, I mean,
go ahead.
So that's what the goal is: get you guys in here around April 1st, get everything going, and then we got two scrimmages on the 13th and 20th of April.
Ooh, you see that's what I loved about the XFL. We had a lot of you know how the NFL usually does. Like, scrimmages basically, but it's the whole practice.
Yeah.
We did a few of the. We did like 4 of those in the XFL, and I think that's really what kind of solidified my spot.
Yeah.
Because they was kind of questioning if I'm just being this good against my teammates, but we went to go against some other guys. It was fun, and I always love that. So I'm happy that you told me that because I honestly didn't know. I thought we were just being kept going against each other the whole time.
Nope. And that's actually kind of how those two scrimmages are going to go. I mean, they're called scrimmages. They're going to be more like an NFL joint practice.
Joint practice, yup. Doing drills and everything with each other.
Doing drills, having one-on-ones, do some stuff like, all right, red zone starting 2nd and 5, 8 seconds left, or stuff like that. And so
all types of scenarios.
Yeah. And so I don't know what the one when we travel to. So we're going to travel to Salina for one. And then we'll have Wichita at home, and I know that the one at home against Wichita is going to be like our Kid Fest night for our fans.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Hey, I love the fans. The kids are probably my biggest
Yeah.
fans. To be honest with you.
And then, I mean, I could imagine. I remember when we used to have a semi-pro basketball team here. We had a guy that was like 7'3" or 7'4". He was all the kids' favorite one because he was the tallest.
He looked like a giant.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard to find guys that are 6'7", much less sign very many that are good football.
Man, I'll be honest, it's crazy. It's only in the basketball world.
Yeah, and so I mean, I know that I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of fans, a lot of little fans that are really big fans of you.
I can't wait, man. I'll say this: my biggest part about playing football is really kind of being an influence because my little brother plays football too, and just watching. Yeah, he's in high school right now. He's a senior. And just watching him, kind of following in my footsteps, that kind of opened my eyes into how everybody else kind of perceives us,
Yeah. No, at times it's great to be spotlight. Other times it kind of wakes you up. And then times it's like, man, I really don't want this spotlight on me.
Man, hey, only the strong could have it, to be honest. You got to be able to deal with all of it.
That's for sure. Well, Sunday, as we wrap up today's episode, is there anything else that you want to tell the fans?
I mean, me personally, man, I'm ready to come playing for you guys. I'm excited. I'll be honest, I'm humble as how everybody's accepted me. I mean, I've been showing a lot of love on Facebook. So I want to thank all the fans that have liked my post, and also Coach Gary for even giving me this opportunity to come and represent you guys. And then, like I said, you as well for even giving me the chance to talk and get my name out there in platform. I ain't the biggest social guy, but hey, whenever I can, I just kind of want to show love back to the people who actually support me, because I won't be this far if I didn't have a whole bunch of people who actually weren't part of my family, just sticking their neck out and actually giving support, whether it was fans, coaches, or even any person that seen me before and recognized me.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So I'm excited, man. I can't wait for you guys. I can't wait to sign some balls for you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, and work on my signature.
Yeah.
Literally, I was gonna say I gotta work on my signature.
Yeah. No, we may not be playing. We're gonna be playing some Saturday games, some Sunday games, and some Monday games. Those Saturday and Monday games, they're still gonna be your days though.
Exactly. Hey, you can make my day any day of the week. Hey, Sunday starts everything.
Yeah, exactly. Start us hard on the O line and get a couple picks on the D line.
Yes, sir. Hey, don't let me get a couple picks. I'm telling you, that might take my confidence to another level. But no, that's all I want to let the fans know, man. I'm really grateful, and I can't wait to actually start playing in front of them.
Yeah, we are excited to get you here in about a month and a half. And
yes, sir.
You know what? Hey, fans, you guys heard it here. Sunday starts everything. And
yes, sir. Hey, we're going to start to winning.
And we are headed toward a great Storm this year. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Sunday, thanks again for jumping on.
No problem. Thank you guys, man. Go Storm.
Yes. There's a storm coming, Southwest Kansas.
Exactly. Heavy storm.